So I'm going to share with you all my techniques on how to conceal dark under eye circles. Being Indian, it's pretty much our legacy that we get to have these really amazingly dark under eye circles. So I think that's like one of the most important things to learn how to do in terms of your makeup routine. It can make such a difference in your look. So here we go. So what I first do when I'm done my eyeshadow is I'll take a wipe and clean up underneath, because sometimes the eyeshadow will fall and you'll get like dark, like black or brown or something over here. It doesn't look very clean. Even if you were to clean it with a sponge, you would still see like a little bit of the residue. So I like to clean it with a wipe first to get a really nice look, like clean look under your eyes. I use the MAC Studio wipes to clean up. You can use anything really, the drugstore brands are fine as well. So just go ahead and underneath, just clean up any of the eyeshadow. Just kind of avoid where you'd put the eyeshadow down. So the concealer that I like to use is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer. In terms of coverage, it's really good. It's a full coverage concealer. So what you want to do is, in terms of assessing which color to use, you have to look at how dark the circles are. I like to start with a pink base concealer first. I like to use two different concealers. I'll show you why in a second. But use a pink base concealer that matches the darkness underneath. So it might be a little bit darker than your skin color, which is fine, but we're just only going to put it where there's darkness. The color that I use is NW30. So I'm going to take the 195 brush, which I really like for concealer a lot because it has a nice pointed edge right there. So you can kind of get right into the corners. And I'll pick up a little and just place it down where there's darkness. And don't forget the inner eye corner. You kind of want to pat it on and blend the edges. So blending just means kind of taking that edge and pulling it out. So you'll notice that I didn't really put any concealer out here. It's because there's not a whole heck of a lot of darkness right there, so we don't really need to put the darker concealer right there. So once you've applied the concealer and you've blended it out, kind of push it in so that it's set right into the skin. So now I'm going to take another concealer that is the same skin tone as I am, but a couple of shades lighter than I am. The one that I'm using is the Select Moisturecover from MAC. I like it because it has a built-in moisturizer. It's more of a sheer coverage, but what it's really going to do is brighten the under eye, but not look really heavy and cakey, because if you just keep piling stuff on, you'll really see texture later on. So I'm going to take it with the 217 brush, and we're just going to apply it over top of the other concealer, pull it down a little bit, and we're going to go out. So once we've done that, you'll notice that it's nice and bright under the eyes and you don't have any more under eye circles. So what we want to do is set this really well with powder. This will help the concealer to stay put for the whole entire day and not go into the lines and stuff, which you'll notice that sometimes your concealer will do. What I like to use for this is a smaller brush, so the 225 brush. I like to use a smaller brush for this rather than the big powder brush, because you really want to push it into the skin and get really focused right under the eyes. So the powder that I like to use is a translucent setting powder. The one that I'm using today is MAC Prep and Prime. So you just want to load up your brush with that and just go in and press it onto where you would put the concealer. So taking the time to do this will really help with giving you more of that professionally finished look. Now, because we've done the concealer after the eyeshadow, I like to go back in and re-establish that highlight on the inner eye corner. I really like to use Vanilla Pigment from MAC a lot for the inner eye corner. So just go ahead and press it in there and under a little bit. And that just gives your eyes a really nice pop and kind of brings them out a little bit. So now you can go ahead and just finish the foundation and your blush and everything. And there's my techniques on how to conceal dark under eye circles. I hope it really helped you out. Thanks so much for watching.